Oh, we're not at the saloon yet. Mr. ENORTAP, wait a minute. He's already want to drink already. Wait a minute. We have to wait. The people show up at the right time. Unbelievable. He was already go to the saloon. But welcome everybody. It's Thursday, thankfully, day January 27, 2022. This is the opening of the warm-up show with the co-host directly for the Sunshine State. Really cloudy, unfortunately, but it's warm. That's the most important thing. Cold Frenchy in the house. We have to go all the way to the north in Ontario to find Bob Gainey, aka ENORTAP, is in the house.
Hello, Coach. Happy Thursday to all our Hockey Nation friends and fam.
How you doing, Mr. ENORTAP?
Amazing. Just a great
awesome.
day.
How's the weather again?
A little bit cold.
A bit cold?
Yeah, -4 today.
-4. Not too bad. We have a few people show up already in the house. We have directly from Orleans in the shack. Mr. Danny Teed from the Toronto Maple Leafs just show up.
He's always in the shack. I don't get that.
And we have Mr. Directly from la belle province de Québec, Mr. ENORTAP. On appelle cela la Sherbrooke. On appelle lui Nicolas de Goubi-Bono.
Hi, Nicolas. Hey, Danny.
I will say this in English, but he said that during the lunchtime today, the alarm start to ring at the school, and everybody get out of the school. And hopefully nobody was at the restroom when this happening, but that's another story. Nicolas, but hopefully you're doing well, and everything is fine, and nothing happening, and no fire, and nothing else. What about the scout? Mr. ENORTAP is back in the house. I'm talking about Alexis Dubuc. He's in the house.
Hello, Alexis.
He said everything is well, Nicolas, so glad to hear that. What about Mr. Roger Delaney? He is back in the house, Mr. Roger.
Welcome, Roger.
You are awesome. And she is back, Miss Stella K, Tampa Bay Lightning's fan number 1 in the house today. Welcome back.
Welcome, Stella.
And directly from Finland, the insider of everything happening in this area in the world. And of course, we talk about the number 1 supporter also. Mr. Yamo Vartanen is in the house.
Welcome, Yamo.
Yamu said Stollard confirmed, yes, I heard this around 3 o'clock. Stollard out of the COVID-19, Yamu, and he joined the Anaheim Ducks. So Gibson will be in the relaxing chair around the board, and Dolan is going to be in the stand watching the game, and Stollard is going to be between the pipe. That's the story about Anaheim Ducks. Joseph Laham, the biggest cookies in the Texas, is back in the house. The cook, the retirement.
They make them big in Texas. They make them big.
I don't know. It's confirmed. Alexis Dubuc said Joel Armia just got traded to Buffalo Sabres.
Uh-oh.
So I don't know if someone knows about that. If you have the time to get this, it would be great. Directly from Finland, back in the house, Mr. Vileo.
Welcome, Vileo.
Run with Kings 20, back in the house also.
Welcome, Ron.
Do you think Quamper and Franco's in the summer, just one of them, a little bit too early, Ron, to decide what he's going to do? Honestly, the situation goaltending in Colorado is going to be figure out the next couple of weeks if they're going to race for someone or they're going to go in the playoff with both of them. At that level, at that moment, I would say I feel comfortable to have both of them. But it would be wait to see what's happening about that. Richard Mullen is back from Lille Perrault in the house.
Welcome. Coach, do you think they might possibly use one of the two goalies as bait for a forward in Colorado at trade deadline time?
For me, for what's going on right now, I would not trade anybody. I would keep
I
both
thought
of
just
them, and
in an attempt to get a forward that they're seeking, right?
that's the key
Somebody that
behind
would,
that. Way I talked about Claude Giroux this morning, right? That would be something
yeah,
they would missing most on the deep side over there, or a L or a LD. I still believe Johnson is number 4 over there, but the 5th and 6th is a little bit, because the key is received to know what's going on with BRAM. We don't know yet his health. But if BRAM can come back, that's not a problem. They don't need a defenseman. They would need really a forward.
a forward.
I think that's what's the biggest problem they have. Crumble right now, Crumper and Francos, you look their last game, they gave about 3 goals, 2 goals, 1 goal per game. So they're hanging there, and they gave below 3 goals per game. That thing was going to win 90% of their game. So
Yeah, but let's not forget this is January and not April, right?
yeah,
It's a
I
different
understand
game
that part over there. But
yeah,
if you put your eggs on the goaltender, but you don't fix your situation on the forward,
no,
it's
no,
not going to help about boy.
I'm not suggesting that they're trying to get a goaltender. What I'm suggesting is, can they use one of the two, probably Francouz, as part of the trade bait to get that forward that they want?
No, because now they're going to have only one goaltender, and that would not be. Of course, if you don't put it, are you talking about recovery, a goaltender, or trade?
I'm thinking even if they try to pick up Giroux, right, they're going to have some assets that they send back the other way besides a draft pick.
Yeah. So would be like I said,
be
like
interesting.
me, I will not touching them. I will wait a little bit what's
Yeah.
going on in that, like 2-3 weeks before the March, and see. But I will targeting more the forward at that moment. Could everything could change after 1 month from now, but right now the targeting will be Claude Giroux. If they can find a way to put that
Solidify
salary
that.
between everything's going on over there, that will be the one for sure about that one over there. Coach, how absurd is this story about Coyotes trying to land a 5,000 seat arena? That was another news. Some people will come aboard.
Welcome, Sam.
Happening a little bit earlier for the next 3 years, 4 years, maybe play with 5,000. I don't know. This team is just like it just put me crazy about that one over there, and they don't go nowhere for that one over there for sure. Ron said, "Do you think Fleury will say no to going since we are huge rival while he was the Pittsburgh?" Yeah, I talked about this today earlier at lunch at the show. I believe Fleury will refuse to go there for sure about that. Jose Duarte is in the house.
Welcome, Jose.
I don't know, Alexi. It's confirmed. So once someone was confirmed this trade, Alexi, I will talk about this. I need to be sure the social media, Montreal Canadiens confirm Alexi. I don't want to talk about something, Alexi. It's not happening. I don't want to make some confirmation with a trade with it's not foundation, Alexi. So I apologize, Alexi,
Coach.
but I cannot do this as a program mention trade and then it's not true, Alexi. For have to be careful when you mention those kind of information. If you want to talk about what do you think Montreal could trade, that's another thing. But you said they confirm a trade, so I cannot do that, unfortunately.
No,
Mr. RG Calabro is in the house. Welcome aboard.
Welcome, RG. Coach, the only one that's confirmed on social media, at least as breaking news, is and you mentioned it earlier, about Evander Kane to Edmonton Oilers. There's a verbal agreement that pays him around a prorated $2 million average, including $625,000 with a full no move contract. Is what I'm reading as per.
Evander Kane was mentioned earlier. There would be, he was signed contract about 4:00 today with the Oilers. He's going to fly back. He's going to fly tonight in Edmonton. Then I don't know if he have to go in quarantine or whatever it is, a couple of days, because they're going to be in Montreal this weekend. So I don't know when he's going to be ready back in the lineup. But it's confirmed what we expect for the last 2-3 weeks. The only thing we have is the NHL. They did not do any fee or anything against him. They just let it go at that moment. So that's what we had about that. Dixon Automotive Group is in the house. Welcome aboard.
Welcome, Dixon.
Renaud, Alexis, about that. Yamo Venena not signed by 5 o'clock his time today. Contract was not signed. He signed by 5 o'clock tomorrow. Actual cash pay to gain $750. And he's going to hit $2 million for the on the AAV. Honestly, some second and prospect, some overpay. Alexis Montreal was bought by the bad news. Bear Danny. This is a fresh news about ENORTAP is on the same news. I don't see anything on the Montreal website. What about Mitchell Monarch for goal and 4 game? Miss Kelly in the house. Thank you so much.
Welcome, Kelly. Mitch Marner.
We wish the best for Kevin and Christian and Caden. Hopefully everything is well. And come back when everything will be good. We appreciate your support of the channel. So it looked like the trade of Joel Armia is not through from Alexis, unfortunately. And I don't know what is coming from, but it's confirmed by Dixon. He said, I don't see anything on the Montreal website. And they have no news about that. So that's just one happening about this. I just want to confirm. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like. That'd be awesome. Je veux savoir si on fait un trade avec Buffalo, Isaac Rosen is good. No, Alexis. On ne fait pas de trade avec Buffalo, avec Isaac Rosen. On a Bressing straight on the NHL Shield, Renault. I agree with you. I think Coyotes become like a nightmare, what's going on over there. It's just embarrassing, like you said. I think maybe the best word to compare Renault, to be honest with you. They should go to the saloon, honestly. They need some drink over there. Because look like not. I have not seen any news on Armia from Yamo. So we are already at 5, mais c'est bon, c'est ma question. Honestly, he's a prospect. He's not yet in the NHL. But I don't see how Buffalo will let him go. He was drafted, I believe, first, late or second round, Rosen. So I don't see how why the Buffalo will let him go about that to get the bad contract of Armia, was Armia is another Muppet, but that's another story. Time to move them. Richard Manon. McKinnon could be traveling with Avalanche, which is some good news. Ron, of course, that's a great news to hear that. John Grega is in the house at that moment.
Hello, John.
Well, the reason, I will tell you one reason about that, Renault, is the problem with Quebec is because the NHL does not want to add another team in Canada because the player does not want to go there. And then the TV contract of the USA will go over and they will lose money about that. It's bigger at what the Coyotes lose for each owner. Yeah. That's one. The second thing, Houston problem. It will be a team there, but the problem is the NBA owners that does not want to sell it, the sharing the rink and buy the ring over there. They want to rent this to the NHL, and NHL owner or whatever the people want to go there does not want to have a rental contract at Houston that's been there for a couple of years. It's continuous about that, but I can understand your point of view about this. You know what I mean? Like Kansas State, put them somewhere. And Louisiana, if you have to, but it's not looking good about this. Danny said, breaking news, coach, ENORTAP tonight, the Abs are going to win their last place. If the NHL, I love this, Danny, I would give you a breaking news. 2 fish right now in the shack right now. Look, open the door. They always sit around the fireplace, wait for you. One wear a Montreal Canadiens jersey, and the other one wear Ottawa Senators. So be careful when you open the door about that. Bud the monkey in the house.
Hello, Bud. Welcome.
Welcome back, Bud the monkey. Bud the monkey is ready for the big game, honestly. Florida played the the Vegas Golden Knights. Great game to watch for sure. If you are to watch one game specific, I would suggest you that one over there. Mr. Pierre Martin, il est de retour. Welcome back. Hey, Pierre, I want the Whalers back. Danny.
Pierre.
Bring the Thrasher back, Ron. It was terrible, honestly. It's worse. I've been there. I will. Anziopolis will be well with the yacht, I think. Not a bad place. Anziopolis have a rink also over there, Renault. And that area is a great place. Coach Canadien ce soir. Oui, mon Alexis. Demain, tu fais quoi? Je ne sais pas encore, mon homme. Je suis pas rendu à vendredi. Je suis encore à jeudi. On va voir demain qu'est-ce qu'on va faire. I'm feeling a bit better. Pierre, thank you for asking. Our test was negative. Move them to Canada, and we can call them the Muppets. We can give Jeff Petrie in return for sure. About that, now we hit 5:17, and like we do at the show. Usually we should do earlier, but we're going to start this next week. I have to welcome everybody out inside the 10 minutes. If not, it would be forever. We have to go to the saloon. We have to go at the shack. Yeah, too many things we have to go at the same time. But Mr. Steve G, directly from Colorado, is back in the house.
Hello, Steve. Welcome.
That's pretty good to see that, honestly. But look, it's time for open up the face-off of the game and the show. It's time to Mr. ENORTAP to tell us what's happening in the last 24 hours. What pay his attention around the league or maybe somewhere around the world. And let's see what ENORTAP has to do. Tell us today, everybody.
Okay, let's talk about a couple of the games yesterday.
He's still at the bar. Jesus.
I can't wait to go there today. It's on your tab today, Coach. Yeah, a couple of games yesterday that were kind of interesting from perspective of things that happened during the game. We saw the game with the Leafs winning in overtime in the shootout against Anaheim yesterday. They had pretty much control of the game, and you really have to concede to Gibson yesterday. He played an excellent game. I thought it was fantastic. He kept him in there. He made about 2 or 3 glove saves that were just fantastic. It was good to see guys like Marner and Nylander, and I think Tavares was the other one that got the goal, that they contributed offensively and didn't have to rely on Matthews all the time. In terms of the experiment with the line changes, I saw probably the second and third line the best. The first line with Matthews, I didn't see much chemistry there. As a matter of fact, what I've been noticing is that he hasn't been passing the puck very much lately, and I don't know if that's a reflection that he doesn't have the confidence in his wingers. He's been shooting a lot more. We'll see where that goes. The other thing that kind of concerns me a little bit, and people I know are going to get up in a roar here and disagree with me, which is fine. Everybody has that opinion. I've been looking at the last 5 or 6 games in particular, and what's worrying me for the Leafs is their goaltending. I'll be honest with you, and I don't mean so much Mrazek in the one game that he played, because he played very well, but Campbell. Just let me throw some stats at you. The last 5 games that they've played. January 8th against Colorado, he allows 5 goals and has a save percentage of .898. January 11th, Vegas, allows 3 goals and has a save percentage of .912. That was his best one. January 15th against St. Louis, 5 goals, 800% save percentage. The 19th against the Rangers, 5 more goals and 808 save percentage. And yesterday, an 850 save percentage. When you look deeper a little bit and you kind of say, I thought last year the question marks around him were kind of settled, and that he indeed is the goalie that they need to bring him to the next level. I'm kind of debating that right now, because if you look at his career, he has never played more than 31 games, and he's already at around that level right now, which doesn't it sort of coincides with what I was hearing earlier, that they want to start using Mrazek a lot more because they don't want to tire this guy out come playoff time, because we saw what happened last year. So that's just something to look keep your eyes out on. That kind of worried me. And then the last thing, what are we going to say? The hit on McKinnon yesterday by Taylor Hall. I'm finding it very difficult to judge nowadays what is suspendable and what is not. I don't think that it was an intentional thing that Taylor Hall tried to do to hit him up high, but nevertheless, it was a hit up high. The fact that it was the stick that did the damage, well, that's like saying I had a piece of cement in my hand and somebody hit my hand and the cement smashed my face. Well, yes, it's the cement that did the damage, but if you hadn't pushed my hand, it wouldn't have caused that problem in the first place. So I don't know. I'm not saying that it's a suspendable play, and they did hand out a 2-minute penalty for that yesterday. But there seems to be a back and forth message, what is considered suspendable or not. And I just think that they have to get the branding and the message consistent in the NHL. You can't always have, one incident like Dell getting the 3 games, and that was perfectly intentional. You could see that. But then the part that surprises me as well was the one on Dvorak the other night with Spurgeon. I mean, to me, that was a hit to the head. You could see how his head totally rotates 180 upon contact. And if you hit towards the high part of the shoulder or the neck, then the rule is that that's a suspendable hit.
That's only thing I would say in return about this, always is going to be a gray scale between a suspension and no suspension, and it's going to be always there, one to other, and you're going to have some who say, well, you should have this, and the one should be not that, this, everything like that. And I think also they make the not the resume, but what the player, who is the player, did it, right? Did the player have a bad reputation or something like that? If it was Tom Wilson yesterday against McKinnon, I'm telling you right now, he'd be suspended. So but also this kind of offense was Calgary example, or be out. Those kind of players they don't have paid too much attention to what they do, and that you get more suspended about that. That's, I believe, for me, Spurgeon and Taylor all did not do have any reputation like that. They are now a case. They would be on the hold in case something happening again. But for me, McKinnon is the second time he put his head down, and he will have to learn to be quicker about that one over there, because again, you have to protect himself better. That's my point. You can be your head down, but you cannot be vulnerable at the situation about that one over there, because you expect it's only Taylor Hall. That's sometimes the players say, it's not going to be too bad, right? And sometimes you get hit at the wrong place by an equipment, whatever, the shoulder is low, get the face, like yesterday he just lost, and then unfortunately the stick hit his face at the same time. So it is what's happening about that, for sure. We have Mr. Resico in the house. Daryl Adam 331 is in the house. Welcome aboard, Daryl.
Welcome.
Let's give him an answer for that one over there. No, Daryl, they don't need any other goaltender. They have already Montembeault, Primo, and McNavid. And Allen's going to be back at some point. So for answer back on your question, I would say no. Renaud have a great comments about this one. And I think he's right about that. Goalies are like a sport car. You don't want to put them too many miles on them. They are depreciate heavily. I agree with you. I would say, like anything else, right? 80% this is worth. It's right. Then you have the exception, the Carey Price, the Vasilevsky, the Alibak. They carry on. The Martin Brodeur. They carry on those kind of 70 games, 60 or the 80% those games. They are exception about that. But the second part of the goaltender, where they are not a super elite goaltender, that's why you have to be careful with that part of this. You give them too much, that's why they go down quicker and faster. So I like his comment, to be honest with you. about that one. And then we have also a good question and I apologize, we catch up with everybody. Pierre Martin said, the coach serious, would anybody pick up Petrie contract if the app get him for free, no trade? Absolutely. You'll be surprised. The Muppet is for other sure. Is more like a puppet, but that's another question about that. So, but yes, I think Detroit would get him. I think some team in USA would get him because the players, whatever is not the, he struggled in our top. He's a right defenseman. Yeah. It's not a position where you have a lot, right? And I still believe he's the kind of player when he's going to find in a place he will be happy. Right now, he's just, it's easy. And I'm coming with this very soon. They have a lot of players right now does not respond at Ducharme. They don't want to go to practice in the morning because of Ducharme. They don't want to play because of Ducharme. They don't like what they see inside of the room because of Ducharme. And I can go all the way most for him because you can see how he was betrayed him a couple of weeks ago, and he said publicly he want to get out, where he want to retrieve his family, use other excuse. So for me, Petrie will become better. He tried everything to get out with no effort, no compete, no intensity. I can go all the way about the Muppet, and I don't want to have my blood pressure go high tonight. So I want to be sure you understand. But yes, he will get right away about that, Pierre, because he still have that kind of. Do you think Petrie goes to Bay because his dad played there for the Guys? But that his family addiction is there. So everybody, his wife, his kid, the dad, the mom, and the dog, and everybody else. So they would give it. The key behind this addiction is how much Detroit want to give. They did it last year to keep up the salary cap with Nick Leddy. Can they do that again? That's the biggest question about that one over there, because Leddy's become a UFA. Leddy is a left defenseman. Petrie is a right defenseman like Sader. So it all depends what they're going to get in the future. So that would be the best way about that one over there. And on top, and he was on check run, not allowed. Jose, it's quiet about that one over there. I don't know when we talk about this. I wouldn't be surprised he's not get traded because they ask him too much about that one over there. Marchand should be stepped up for Taylor. All aggravating factor are corporate. Yeah. Sam Monday is going to play through injury because he got almost a lifetime opening. He's on the bench tonight, but I agree with you about that. Taylor is a wild, the muscle, one of the biggest, strongest on them. Marchand, Danny said Daryl is a leave. I feel has a respect for Price. Montreal would be a big mistake to him. Still good. On that. We're going to have, first of all, we'll open up the saloon in our tap. And we're going to go through quick because in 5 minutes, the saloon is closed. We have a special party tonight, and we celebrate Henrik Lundqvist retired jersey. So Lundqvist reserved the saloon with Sergei Zubov for the Dallas. So both of them coming tonight at the saloon, and they shut down. So all the oars going to be out, and we have no choice. You are obviously, our Canadian show cannot pay more money to reserve the saloon. So in our top, go with the best bid, and they go with Henrik Lundqvist. Here we go. We open the door, Mr. Enotap, and they're not happy right now. They need something because now you get the first fans of the week, and they are coming from Ohio. I'm talking about the Columbus Blue Jacket.
Oh my gosh, are they in a tailspin? They've been allowing a lot of shots on net. It's so untypical of a team that plays so tight many of the nights. These guys are going to need 10 beers for sure, from my eyes.
Yes, they need a lot as a fans right now. Not looking good, right? And they need to figure out something over there for sure. About Pierre Martin, professional bartender. Oh, we can hire Pierre Martin next week about that. And we have also Richard Mullen, is a stand-up comic, so maybe you can hire Richard also in our tab to bring some joke in the building, the saloon next week. We have something we have to consider. Yamo said 11 cannon shot for the Columbus. I love that one, Yamo, about that. On On the other side, this is smiling more. They are more happier. They feel better. And I think they should be happier. And I'm talking about the Calgary Flame fans. They just show up with a big smile, and they just came back. They prepare for the Stampede the next couple of weeks, so they will stop at the saloon, the ENORTAP today, and they want to know what's going on here, and they may be looking for a sponsor for the Stampede next month, ENORTAP.
Yeah, well, Calgary, they've been playing very well lately, very defensive minded. They've been taking a lot of shots in their last, I think, 3 games. I forget what the number was, but it was something crazy, like close to almost 50 shots per net in on individual games. But the game is starting to come back around. I think this is more where they're supposed to be. They have a few games in hand. Things are starting to look up as long as they keep playing this way. I'm not going to give them much. Say four beers.
Yeah, that's probably we got 5, 4, and 5 so far in our tap. Richard Molin said water for them. But you're absolutely right about this. The line right now on fire, like the Flames, is really laying home. Goudreau and Kachuk. Goudreau and Kachuk at 14, 15 points the last 4 games, I believe, or 5 games. So just give you an idea how this works. You talk about miserable, talk about they are barely make the saloon. And they said to you they want to stay there for all night because they need more and they want to seek something and you need your positivity in our tap. You need to talk to them and figure out what they have to do because those fans right now are flat, are discouraged, are frustrated, are disappointed, and but that's what the situation right now.
Ooh, my gosh. Close the bar. Give them everything. Everything that's on that shelf. Give them everything. This team is in a lot of trouble, coach. I really don't see, I know we've talked about it a few times, but they're in a situation where they're trying to lead one narrative in terms of where they're headed, but I don't know. I don't see prospects. I see an aging team as well. I know they have a couple of good prospects, but their farm system is not deep. Goaltending has been good at best with Hart, but they need to address a lot of things. And I'd give them the full 12 beers here and just keep drinking until you feel better.
Anyway, if they take everything for the people mentioned about this right now, they're going to be at the salon for a couple of days. Because right now they give them a keg, 20 car booms, and everything. And they just gave up, and yeah, they deserve it. And the last one, because we want to respect, we have a lot game tonight on the program, so we want to start early. We have a lot of people who want to get something, and they want to participate. And I want to mention about a team where they go too forward, they go backwards. I call them the salsa team in NHL. They are the dancer. They go too forward. They look good on the move, and then whoop, they have to go backwards. Or it's the people, the fans see the beautiful girls. They go 2 steps to go to talk to her, and then she turn around and they say, "Oh, we have to go backwards." So I'm talking about. And sometimes it's just someone, they go to fish and they don't get what they expect. I'm talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, we're going to get in trouble here. Okay. What can we say about the Leafs? You know what? In all fairness, they're a good, solid team. I like a lot of things about the Leafs. I think that they do need to address a few areas, as we've talked about before. But I'm telling you, as I said at the start of the show, this whole thing with Campbell that I thought was a resolved issue and now is leaking oil a little bit. It's going to be concerning, and they're going to have to really look into this. I think that they're going to have to rely on Mrazek or something else to help them out in that regards, and they need some help on defense as well. So I'm gonna give them. Let me go with six beers.
How many?
6.
6 beer for the fans. I think I think Danny he would exchange his fish for some many other fishing from beer. But look, you are lucky because I think if you go into the wrong way, Kelly will destroy your saloon. She was ready. She have all the all the guns, everything set up for you. But look like you passed the test for you, and I'm happy about that. But Magic is not the answer, but I respect your opinion. Here we go.
No, he's not the answer. I agree with that 100%. But I'm just saying that Campbell needs rest. He can't be playing at this rate.
Between you and me and OTAP, before we have to close the saloon, is they have they have it. You just let him go. Frederick Anderson.
I know.
They let him go because they said because of
money.
him. They were always complaining because of him did not make this playoff. Because of him did not do this. Because of him do that. Now look what he's doing with Carolina. So
that's right.
Sometimes you have to look in the mirror, and that's the reason why Kyle Dubas and Sheldon could lose their job at the end of the season. Will be interesting. Obviously, fans, we have to go. We have to shut down the saloon, and Rick Lundqvist wait outside is coming for the rest of the night. So we wish you an amazing, great week, fans. NHL, we're going to see you next week for another tour of the ENORTAP Saloon. Welcome back, Mr. ENORTAP. You did it very well at the bartender. We have now a new bartender, Pierre Martin. We have a new stand-up comic. We have Richard Monin is coming. And we have the fisherman is coming maybe next week, Danny T. We'll see if he's going to be available for us. We have to jump in right here. And because we have 5:38, we have to run 10 game, guys, tonight. And for that occasion, I have only who I am. I have only one today. You have to tell me who are they, honestly. And I'll give you 1 minute. And some of you can get it. Don't forget, click on the likes, guys. That'll be great if you can do that. And we want, at the same time, we want to mention Coach Anderson did not want to play with the leave, Jose. I want to mention to you, let me know when Coach Danny T, yes, sir. The people have a good night yesterday. First of all, right score is Ron King 20. I have one only. He's the only one did it. The fantasy, Jose Duarte and Kelly got Nylander 3 point yesterday. And I don't know Steve G. He gave me a name I could not remember. I put 59. I cannot remember who was 59. So Steve G, if you believe you deserve something, let us know about that. Middleton in Park, Richard Monin said. And the result I want to congratulate is, at the same time, is Steve G, Kelly, and also our Richard Mollin are 4-1 yesterday, so congratulations. Richard Mollin is only one said he said Middleton et Park. Pierre Martin said I can bring Bob Guinea. He's often in my bar. Yamo said Hunter. So in our time, you're the one can save everybody.
I think the Bruin is Sanderson.
You got the first one.
And is the Ranger, is that Carl Vadney?
Who?
Carl Vadney?
Carol Vatner. No, Carol Vatner wearing number 4, I believe, with them. But I'll be surprised, everybody. Bobby Rousseau.
Oh, yes.
Bobby Rousseau, where I have a lot of story I can tell you, but we have no time tonight in our tap about golf and about his daughter. But that's another story. I cannot publicly mention anything here about that. We wish the best, by the way, Mr. Notap. Not joking here, but we wish the best. He's really not in good health. He got the Alzheimer, unfortunately, for Bobby Rousseau, and we wish the best for him. Prayer for the family. Pierre Rousseau, his son, and just an amazing, great family. His wife was an amazing, a great woman. About the family Rousseau, where how I met them, they bought a golf course. He was a really good golfer, Bobby Rousseau. Almost been to the PGA at some point. I learned to play golf because of him, and he did not help me about my temper, but I had no time for the story, but another day I will tell
Okay.
you. I lose
Okay.
my I play golf and I lose my cloud somehow, but that's another story. Injury, Yamu said Alexi Teixeira suffered a fracture finger last night against the Calgary. Is expected to miss approximately 4 weeks. Thank you so much for that. I'm waiting for and Copine and Dixon. Enjoy. Hey, my friend Stephen member is on the house, and like we do, Mr. ENORTAP. Here we go. That's where we are at that moment, and that's where we have to go. Everybody, let's do it.
Okay, let's do this now. First game, what do we have here? We have Anaheim and Montreal. The Canadiens are opening up a 8-game homestand starting tonight against the Ducks. The Ducks are on a back-to-back, as we saw last night when they played the Leafs, and they were, you know, they lost in that shootout as well. Even though the trip Toronto and Montreal is not that far, nevertheless is travel. Montreal has just won 3 of 25 games on the road this season, but they're slightly better at home, winning 5 out of 16. They earned 3 points for a straight period of time last week. Before that debacle at the hands of the Wild, 8-2 on Monday. The Ducks, like I said, are coming off of the 4-3 loss to the Leafs. They they showed some stamina there. They rallied back from that 3-1 deficit that they were in. We're showing some signs of perhaps taking that game, but in the end, the Leafs prevailed. Uh, Gibson's really the way they go. If he's playing well, then they're usually on top of their game. But he's not playing in net tonight, and so I'm going to go a bit on a limb here, and I'm going to take Montreal to win this game. Yes, Montreal 4-3.
You have a lot of people took Montreal.
Oh, that's good. They're starting to come to their
Me and
senses.
Otap, I go like a double winner. So if Montreal lose, I'm happy. I'm happy because I got Anaheim. But if they win, I'm happy because they win. So I've said I'm going to feel good when I go to bed tonight. I'm going to be happy whatever happening because Anaheim will win 3-2 tonight. But
and
that's the only
and
reason I took it.
I was also thinking of you, Coach, when I was
But
making
by the
that
way, we
pick
have to stop
because
here because Kelly said Montreal win tonight.
oh, 3-2. All right, Kelly. God bless you, niece.
Wow.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Next game we have New Jersey in Tampa Bay. With only 8 games remaining between Thursday and the end of February, the Lightning will look to get one player back as another departs, really. The Lightning are expected to have Palat back in the lineup tonight against the Devils. But they also announced that Kucherov entered the COVID-19 protocol. So, it's been like this all year long for them, in and out, in and out. They haven't really had a perfectly healthy team yet. Um, Tampa Bay is 7-2-0 in their past 9 games. And at home, they've been very strong as well, 14-4-3. The Devils were victorious last time that they played Tampa, but that was back in November. They beat them 5-3. They scored 4 third-period goals to erase an early 3-1 deficit. So I'm sure Tampa sort of has that parked at the back of their minds. I think they're going to come out very strong. New Jersey's putting Gillies back in net, from what I see. And I'm going to take Tampa Bay. And again, I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're going to shut them out 4-0.
Here we go. No chance for me.
Next, we have the New York Rangers and our saloon visitors, Columbus Blue Jackets. What can we say about Chris Kreider here? He's joined some elite company in the extensive history of the Rangers when it took him just 43 games to score 30 goals. He's going to look to add to his league leading total tonight. They've been on quite a roll, and Columbus hasn't. So we'll see what happens there. Kreider became the fourth player in team history to reach 30 goals in 43 games or fewer, joining guys like Murdoch and Rod Gilbert, as well as Bill Cook back in the, I think it was early 30s. Kreider has 9 goals during his career high streak and is the first Ranger with goals in 6 straight games since Zibanejad did it back in 2019. Columbus, on the other hand, has been outscored 13-3 during a 3-game losing streak, and they've allowed 22 goals in their past 4 losses. So there's a big area of concern there for them. They have to get back to playing a team defensive minded strategy, and try to let the defense generate some offense for them. They've allowed at least 5 goals 11 times this year, and they dropped to 0-11-0 in those games after falling 6-0 to the Calgary Flames on Wednesday, and they were outshot by a whopping 62-23 shots on goal margin. I don't think things will improve tonight for Columbus. I'm going to take the Rangers to win this, especially with Shesterkin and net. 4-1, coach.
Looking good about that one there. For right now, nobody took Columbus.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, next we have Carolina traveling to Ottawa. Well-rounded scoring is one of the things that the Hurricane really have been doing this year. Their offense has been clicking. Like when you look at the team, okay, and you think right away, you think Sebastian Aho, and justifiably, he's their team leader with 19 goals. But you're hard pressed to think of the second, the third, the fourth person that is next in line on that team in terms of scoring. And there's a reason for that. They're very well balanced. Everybody is contributing equally. They have actually 4 other players that have double-digit goal totals, with 2 others at 9 goals. So that's how balanced their offense has been. Ottawa began a 4-game home stand on Tuesday with that 5-0 victory over the Sabres. Matt Murray posted a 32-save shutout in that game. That marked the Senators' 4th win in 8 games this month. In 3 of the victories, Ottawa has posted 4 or more goals. The Senators will be without the services of Drake Batherson from that Dell incident that he got suspended. I think the suspension was deemed out today. I think it was 3 games, if I recall correctly. He'll be out until 3 games. I think.
Arundel got 3 games, and Patterson is out for the rest of the year.
Oh wow! Okay,
that's what the expectation.
Severe, yeah. Tyler Ennis scored second career hat trick in that Buffalo game as well. To combat Ottawa scoring, the Hurricane could stick with goalie Anderson in net. He has really been their most reliable player throughout the course of the year. Again, we ask why he left Toronto. We don't know. But, it's Carolina's gain here in this case. I'm going to take Carolina to win this game, coach, 5-2.
Here we go.
Okay, next we have the LA Kings and New York Islanders. The Islanders will look to continue surging when they host the Kings tonight. It's the first game between these 2 teams in almost 2 years now, with all the COVID stuff and the shortened seasons that we've had. The Islanders overcame an early 2-goal deficit on Tuesday night when Parise finally snapped the final tie with a game-winning goal. I think it was mid or late portion of the 3rd period. The funny thing is, when they interviewed Parise after the game, he made the comment, "I've always been a second part of the season kind of player. That's when I usually get hot." So that they're gonna hold him responsible to those words, I'm sure, moving forward. The Kings have been off since Monday when they continued their longest road trip of the season by falling to the Rangers. I think it was in that 3-2 shootout game. The Islanders have been heating up for almost 2 months now. The extended stretch of solid play has lifted them now, if you look at the standings, into sixth place in the Metro Division. They entered Wednesday's game. They were 14 points behind the Boston Bruins, who currently occupy the final Eastern Conference wildcard spot. So, you know, it's a huge mountain for the Islanders. I still don't think at the end they'll have enough to capture that last spot, but you never know. Sometimes a couple of injuries here and there or slumps, and if they continue the way they've been going, they could find themselves in a good position. Um, the Kings now are in seventh place in their conference, so this is a must game for them as well. I think this one's going to go into overtime. Personally, I think that the Islanders will win it, but I can see LA picking up a point here. I'm going to go with 3-2 for the Islanders.
It's just the wrong team, but that's okay.
Okay. Next game we have our Kraken against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Well, if there's a mismatch game of the night, on paper, anyways, this is probably the one for tonight. But what's the old saying? That's why you play the game and you don't just grant the points. Um, I mean, Pittsburgh's been rolling, really. They've won 6 straight games and 17 out of their last 19. They trail the Rangers by 1 point in the Metro Division. Seattle's facing a very skilled club that not only are they skilled, but right now they're exuding a lot of confidence in themselves. So that's a tough couple of ingredients to try to overcome. The Penguins breezed to a 6-1 win over the Kraken back in December the 6th. So this is a hallmark game to be what we always call a trap game. That's the only thing I can see going wrong here for Pittsburgh. So we'll see, but I think that they're disciplined enough and they have enough veterans that they won't allow that to happen. I think that they'll win 4-1, Coach. Okay,
5-1.
next we
Forget to go.
okay. And next we have the Vegas Knights and our beloved Florida Panthers. And Florida's back at home. All right. The Panthers are going to look to continue their scintillating play at home this season. Um, they boast a 21-3-0 record at home, which is the best in the league. Vegas, however, has been impressive on the road, not so much at home, but on the road. They're 12-5-1 away from Sin City, and they're 4-1-1 overall versus the Panthers. So this game has the potential of a great matchup tonight. In my eyes, Vegas leads the Pacific with 53 points. The Panthers lead the league with 63 points. Florida owns a 21-0-0 record when leading after 2 periods this season. So if Vegas is going to make a mark, they have to get out of the gates early and not give Florida that commanding lead right away. They've been getting some great contributions from people on their second and third lines. Marchment's coming off of a brilliant game on Tuesday where he got 2 goals and an assist. I think it was that 5-3 game over Winnipeg. And he hasn't even really played that much. He's only played, I think, 18 games of Florida's 43 games. But he's like a spark plug. He for the bottom 6, he gives them that edge. His line totaled 7 points, including 2 from Lundell and Reinhardt as well. So you could see that he's kind of the Energizer Bunny out there for them. I think Bobrovsky's slated to play in this game. I'm not sure if that's 100% correct or if it's
Night,
Knight.
confirm.
It's confirmed.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the Knights are off to a good start on a tough 4 game trip. They posted a 1-0 victory over the Capitals, which was the key game to win out of the gate on this road trip. And then they followed that up with a 4-3 loss in overtime. So they got a point against the Hurricane. So tonight they got Florida, and then this weekend they have Tampa Bay as well. So, if they could pick up a couple more points, this will be a very successful road trip for them. Uh, I don't know. I think this is going to be an empty net goal by Florida at the end. I'm going to take Florida to win this 4-2. I still think Vegas has some injuries that they need to deal with.
We have a lot of big score.
Yeah. And next we have Calgary and St. Louis. Talk about a nice matchup as well. The Blues will try to sort of avenge their 7-1 blowout loss to Calgary from 3 days ago when they last met. Um, the Flames fired 110 shots on net in their past 2 matches against St. Louis and Columbus, which we talked about earlier, which was a franchise record for them, actually. They've won 3 out of their 4 games since snapping a 4 game losing streak. So we're seeing that they turned the corner a little bit there. Kachuk has really led them with 9 goals and 13 assists in the past 11 games. And that line has really, really been flying lately. Markstrom put in a great game yesterday. They are on a back to back. That's my only concern here. Um, the Blues goaltender Binnington allowed 7 goals in 2 periods against the Flames. But Husso's been remarkably good. He's been 8-2-1 with a 188 goals against and a 943 save percentage, stopping all 3 shots that he faced in relief in that particular game that he came in. But just lately, he's been very good for them.
Five
I
zero
think,
zero.
yeah, I think this is going to be another overtime game, Coach. But I'm going to take St. Louis to win this one, 3-2.
All right. You just missed the empty net again, but that's all right. We can talk more about that. And we
And
have the rest of the 2 next game, Mr. ENORTAP.
our last game is Nashville and Edmonton, I believe.
The next 2 game. Vancouver, Winnipeg.
Oh, the Vancouver game first. Yeah. Well, Vancouver, both teams are going to be looking to sort of end their struggles when they meet tonight with Winnipeg. They've had a tough time as well. The Jets will look to send the Canucks to their 4th straight loss while trying to keep their winless streak from reaching 6 themselves. Both teams here are in very difficult situations. Probably Vancouver more so than Winnipeg. Um, they're chasing a lot of teams in that Western Conference to try to get those that playoff spot available for them. And there's just so many good teams that unless Winnipeg really gets their act going, they're going to have a lot of trouble. You can tell that they really miss Ehlers in the lineup. Here's a guy that is not only very talented, but he's very much a quiet leader on that team, and he rallies the team when they're not doing so well. Hellebuck has been. It's tough. Talk about a roller coaster. It's not that he's ever been bad, but his excellent play has many times been counteracted with a bad goal here and there, and that kind of really deflates the team from time to time. Um, it's going to be tough for them to continue like this, but they're going to have to. I think this is a much bigger game for Winnipeg than it is Vancouver tonight. Vancouver still is without a couple of their top scorers, which is going to make it even more difficult. And throw in the fact that DiPietro or Martin is in net tonight. I'm going to take Winnipeg to win this game 3-0, Coach. 2 shutouts in one night.
Here we go.
We'll see. And finally, Nashville and Edmonton. The Oilers 3-2 overtime victory over the Canucks on Tuesday secured their second consecutive victory while rallying from a 2-goal deficit. Edmonton also trailed Calgary 2-0 through 25 minutes on Saturday before they put their act together and came up with that 5-3 victory. They hope that these 2 games, gritty games at that, will put them back on course. Prior to that, they had been a miserable 2-11-2. Playing from behind has been a theme for the Oilers in most parts of the season this year. They're a perfect 10-0-0 when scoring the first goal in a game, but they've also scored first the fewest times of any team in the league. So it's pretty. I mean, McDavid even said it in one of his press conferences. We just have to be ready before that puck is dropped. We can't be coming back from behind and hoping to rely on our offense to get us back into the game all the time. We need to score first and dictate the play of the game. And those are good words from where I stand anyways. With Nashville, they're on a 3-game winning streak right now. They're in second place in the Central Division and the Western Conference as a whole, trailing only the Colorado Avalanche. Now, they have played a few more games than some of the other teams. So for them, it's very simple. They have to continue to win in order to stay up at the top of the league here. If they have a sustained losing streak, it's going to be very, very tough. But they're led by who other than in my eyes right now, their MVP, which is Saros. He's been a workhorse. He's started in 36 out of their 44 games, and he has a 237 goals against average and a 926 save percentage. Edmonton still has a couple guys out, like Zach Hyman and
he's back tonight.
Tolvanen. Is he back tonight from protocol?
Yep, he got out afternoon.
Okay, so that should definitely help them.
Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna take. I think this one I went back and forth on, but I think they're gonna win in overtime. Nashville's gonna prevail 4-3.
5-4 Nashville. Time for fantasy. First of all, thank you so much, Mr. ENORTAP, for all the insight for everything. About that, I'm getting destroyed by the fantasy right now. I don't know what's going on, so don't pick my players. You're not going to win if you take my player. I go tonight with Carolina, OZ, Fox, OUB, and Tresadol. They are my 5 players on that team.
And I'm going to take Tampa Bay. And on defense, I'm going to take Ekblad and Letang. And my forwards, I'm going to go with Brandon Point, the Hawk Crosby, and Gunsel. And this, Coach, marks the first time this year neither one of us has taken McDavid.
No, McDavid. And I'm telling you, the first time will be the last time he's going to get 5 points. So
I know.
That's what's happening before. Sure about that. Yes, Danny, I got you 2 points. Rock and roll that show, guys. That was amazing. A lot of people participate. We all thanks each one of you to be with us tonight. And that was a fun show. We went to the bar. We went to visit your saloon. It was great to see that. I know it's a busy night for you with Longquist and Zubav and the house tonight, but otherwise, 10 game at that moment. Tonight will be really, I think, in Vegas, Golden Night will be the night to watch with the Florida Panthers. But like we do at the end, John Gregor said McDavid. He take McDavid now. He just listen to us. And tomorrow said the winner, John Gregor, with 5 points about that one over there. Nicolas, thank you so much. I appreciate that. But before we leave, we're at the end is the time for the shootout. ENORTAP is going on breakaway. I don't know if he's going to lose the puck. He's going to tell us what he's going to pay attention tonight. Mr. ENORTAP, you are the man of the man to conclude this show again. Let's do it with your shootout comments.
Well, you mentioned the coach. You said there's at least 3 very good games tonight. But and I'm going to keep my eye out on all of them. But I'm really interested in 2 things. Number 1, can Edmonton turn the ship around? Number 1, especially now that they've got Kane supposedly back in the lineup. And number 2 tonight, go Habs, go.
You're absolutely right about that, Mr. ENORTAP. But for me, it's like what the outcome of the night, not a specific thing, but what's going to be outcome, like the Calgary, the Edmonton. Something need to win, something need to stay in the race, and that's what I'm looking for. The outcome tomorrow. We'll talk about the show at 12. So look, they did it. They cannot lose this game. They have to show up. If not, it's going happening. So that will be my what I'm looking tomorrow. The outcome about that, and we'll see. Some of you, you or me or other people in the chat going to be down tonight because the pick was not easy evening tonight for pick to select the team. Too many teams very close. So until, my friend, we are going to be back in the next 50 minutes for the live stream play-by-play Montreal Canadiens and Anaheim Ducks. Until then, we wish you an amazing, great evening, everybody. Thanks for your participation tonight. Of course, be well, be healthy, and find a way not only to dominate your day, find a way to dominate your year 2022. Have an amazing, great night, Mr. ENORTAP.
Good night, Coach. Good night, everyone.